What is going on, guys? This is Spade, and this is going to be an unfiltered video regarding depression and addictions. For those of you that have been following my YouTube channel for a while, know that I personally had a very tough battle with depression and an alcohol addiction, like really bad. The alcohol drinking got to the point to where I literally woke up, or I blacked out, and one of my friends actually came over to check on me because I wasn't answering my phone or anything like that. It was one of those situations where we were in mid-conversation and I just blacked out. And so they came over to my apartment, broke my window to get into my house to make sure I was okay. And whenever I woke up in a pool of blood. Because apparently, while I was blacked out, I took cuts to my, decided to slice my arms open. And I guess in a bid to commit suicide. I'm not sure. I was blacked out. I'm not sure what was going on or why I even did what was going on. But that being said, I actually went and sought help after that for my drinking and stuff like that. And it's really kind of weird. I still drink, but now it's more in a really more conservative manner. It used to be, and I mean, now I drink really good beer. I drink high-end beer. I guess you could be, I'm called a beer snob, I guess you could say. I've bought 1 6-pack of beer since February, and I still have one of those 6 left. So that's one of the things. Now I have a really strong moderation in terms of alcohol consumption. And it's really weird because this is really brought on by the whole Robin Williams death thing. And it sucks because he hung himself out of depression. And one of the articles that came out of that is that a lot of the funnier people are the most depressed ones because they're covering up their depression with humor. And that could be said to an extent because whenever I was at my peak of depression, anytime I would be around friends, I would hide it with humor. And in my circle of friends, I'm the clown. I make jokes. I do stupid things. And that's me. It's my natural personality, but it's also a natural coping mechanism. Whenever you're upset about something, is to make a joke about it. But one of those things is, it's just people, I don't know what it is. It's like people if they're depressed, they're afraid to ask for help because they feel that nobody wants to hear their problems. And that's the opposite. That's the opposite side of thing. Any loss of life is bad. And that's another thing you have to think about. If you yourself are battling depression and you're not openly talking about it with loved ones, your girlfriend, your wife, best friends, parents even, it could take a toll on you mentally. It really can, to the point to where the only way you're gonna think it's gonna stop is if you end your life, and that shouldn't happen. No one should have that thought cross their mind. But unfortunately, in today and how everything happens, it happens way too much. And I personally don't like that. I didn't even have a choice whenever I almost committed suicide. It was to the point to where I blacked out, and I guess I felt the need to try it. I don't know. And it's just one of those things. So if you yourself are battling depression or any kind of addiction, ask for help. There's numbers you can call. You could message me and I can try to get you in touch with people. And that's just one of those things. I've been through it. Everybody has gone through some form of depression. Mine really hit bad whenever my mom died because I was a mama's boy. I stayed at home. For the most part, I moved out on my own after my mom died because when it was all said and done, my mom, when she died, that forced me to be responsible. And you learn things from people's deaths. You do. And whether you like to admit it or not, you do. And I didn't really work that much. I stayed at home. I lived off my mom. And that's how I was. And up until, I think I was 18. She died when I was 19, turning 20. And I was pretty much a mooch. I lived at home off my mom. And I was working when she passed. And I had a good job when she passed. But whenever she died, I became a shut-in. I didn't talk to anybody. My depression level hit really max, I guess, critical mass, you could say. And everyone was really kind of worried for me. And it's to the point now, whereas most of you know my dad is actually on the verge of his life is almost up as well due to cancer and heart failure. And it's to the point to where my stepmother doesn't like to tell me what's going on with him because she's afraid I'll revert back to my situation where I was overly depressed and drinking and stuff like that. So it's whenever she was calling to check up on me whenever my dad was in the hospital because she wanted to make sure I was doing okay. And it's just one of those things. You need people like that in your life that are going to take that extra step to check on you when things kind of kick you in the nuts. When things take that low blow, you need people that are going to worry about you and just be like, hey, are you doing all right? You need to talk about it. Do you need to get something off your chest? You need people like that in your life. And like I said, if you need me to be one of those people, if it keeps you here longer, yeah, hit me up, send me a message. But that's just one of those things, guys. Like, no one should ever think about ending their life and think that's the better solution. Period. That should not happen. And it took a lot for me to really make this video because, like, me myself, if my longtime subs know this, but my new subs don't really know this about me. Like I just straight up told you that I battled depression, almost committed suicide, severe alcohol dependency, to the point to where I would drink almost 224 cases of beer in a day, and that would be about 6 days a week that would happen, and that's not counting the liquor on top of that in the process of everything. And then another thing was when I was, I think, 24, I was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder. So I have a form of schizophrenia. So I have, the little paranoid delusions at times, like I think I hear things where things aren't, so I do have these random moments, which is why you don't hear from me a lot anymore, because I'll just take a day to myself to just relax. Because I need to get away from everything and just relax and cool my head and calm my jets. But that's just one of those things. So I have people that I can fall back on in situations that I can't handle. And that you need to find people that you can do that to as well. That way it helps you cope, helps you do everything better. And everything is simpler once you have that support there. And it's really hard to get there, especially admitting that you are depressed to someone else. Because then if you admit it to the wrong person, you feel like they're gonna criticize you when you don't need that on top of what you're telling them already. But anyways, guys, like I said, if you yourself are battling depression, thinking about committing suicide, anything like that, talk to someone, get help, because no one should end their life prematurely. No one should ever take their own life. But I really don't know what prompted this video. I've got a couple of questions about addiction and stuff like that, especially regarding myself. A while back when I was streaming, I've been streaming for a long time. I was streaming, I've been streaming since 2009, okay? And one of the guys that watched me stream way back whenever I was literally getting drunk and passing out on stream while playing Call of Duty, I lost my house, I lost my car, I lost my job, I lost everything due to drinking. And they had to go do some things themselves, major life things, and then they just randomly pop back in my stream like a year and a half, 2 years later, and they're like, damn, man, from seeing where you were to where you are now, it's a totally different picture. And they're like, I'm proud of you. I'm glad you got your shit together. And that holds words. And I mean, those words hold weight, because it's what's the word? I know it's affirmation, but it's reaffirming what you're trying to do from an outside person looking in. Someone giving you affirmations about what you're doing and that it's actually working always helps to stay that path. There's no such thing as I used to be an addict. There's no such thing. You are always an addict. You're always addicted. If you were addicted to heroin, you're always going to be addicted to heroin. The only difference is are you doing it then? Are you sober? At that point, are you sober? So, and you're always going to be an addict. You always got to have someone to talk about. or talk to these things about. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment sections. If it's more on a personal note, feel free to send me a PM on YouTube. I don't mind, guys. I don't mind talking to anybody, like I said, especially if it means keeping you here a little longer. Thanks for watching. I'm out. I'll see you later.